Whoa, it's an actual bug? What the fuck? Alright, so this is the Punisher. And this is Nick Fury percent because Nick Fury is faster. And this is your typical beat 'em up on the Sega Genesis. Except for this utilizes a lot of weapon utilization. So enemies will drop weapons and you want to try and pick them up and use them because they do lots of damage against enemies. But the thing about this port is that the weapons also have RNG. So you see how those guys are getting stunned right there? That's good RNG on the weapon. Some RNG on the weapon though, however, it'll cause the enemy to fall back in one hit. And that takes up a lot of time. So if you get one like that, you kind of want to get rid of that weapon as fast as possible. Another thing that we can use when we're in a bit of a bind is this grenade right here. That's also a strategy we'll use to take down a lot of our bosses, as we're going to try and see right here. Now, most of the enemy patterns are RNG. This is considered one of the hardest beat 'em ups on the Sega Genesis. It is a port of a arcade version of this game, and I think Capcom did a very good job with this. Alright, so you want to try and... Ah, man, he's being real RNG heavy, but... Alright, there we go. So it's a little slow, but it's not that bad. That's actually really good. If you're under 2 minutes and 30 seconds off the first boss, you're going pretty good. Now, the reason why we're doing this on normal is because this is pretty much the first part, or first difficulty of the game in which you can actually play the full game. If you play the game on easy, only do the first, I think, like 4 stages, and then it kind of laughs at you and tells you to try a different difficulty. So normal is when you can actually go all the way to the Kingpin's lair and fight him off.
Yo, my bad that I'm out of the call for now. I'm talking to my lady, now dinner's done, so I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna finish talking to my lady, and I will actually be in there. What are you doing, by the way, Faust?
I am doing some commentary on this run real quick to try and submit, but it's just Punisher.
PP
yeah.
dick. Fart. No, I'm just kidding.
It's all good.
I'm being stupid. Alright, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry about that. Alright, so here comes this part where you pull out this gun. And this is turning into a mash fest, pretty much. And the faster you mash, the faster the section goes. Sometimes there's too many enemies in the way and it starts lagging up. And so we'll try to use a grenade attack to kind of get rid of most of the enemies. Like that. Alright. There are instances of health like that right there, and also turkeys and food items and whatnot. But the reason why we run on Nick Fury is because Nick Fury does a lot more damage when it comes to his physical attack like that. That does way more damage than Frank Castle's kick attack. So you just want to kind of bait the enemies over into you. Because their RNG pattern for some reason is just, I don't know, programmed to coward. So it just barely comes at you unless you're not facing them. These guys are one of the most difficult enemies in the game, the flamethrower guys. They just have, see, that's 0 reaction time. because the flamethrower does a lot of damage to the enemies and to you, unfortunately. And this is a 1cc attempt, so we are technically allowed to lose at least 2 lives, but we cannot use a continue. That is technically the ramifications for 1cc in this game. See, so this is bad RNG. The enemies are like falling back from a weapon slash. You don't want that. Okay. So here we go on to the first boss. We're a little behind, but it's not that bad. We are trying to go for at least 40 minutes. So the best way to get rid of this boss is to just grenade and attack. So there we go. That was a little early of a split, but alright, so stage 3. Right off the bat, we're going to get a gun section, so we got to try and take these guys out as fast as possible. Another strategy to use right there is to use a grenade, but I found that if you just kind of mash really fast, you can take them out in just as fast a time. Because you got to remember, when you do a grenade attack, it also makes the enemies fall back, and you got to wait for them to get back up. And that's where you lose a lot of time. You want to try and take out these knife guys as quick as possible, because sometimes they'll just mess up in your pattern like that and just start throwing knives at you. It's just annoying. Another thing that does damage is if you pick up an enemy when they're on the ground and throw them. And you will also see me use this little glitch trick that we have, where big enemies you can, well, it works on any enemy, but we kind of use it for these little RNG bosses that their patterns are just so sporadic. And basically you just hit them 3 times, and then when they get out of your grip, you just kind of walk forward and grab them again. Continue the pattern. It's an infinite loop. So here's the last knife guy for this section. We're going to take his knife and we're going to try and take out one of the machine gunners really quick. Won't kill him, but... Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. It'll at least give us some legway to work with. And right here is a safe spot. So if you just sit here and just keep mashing, you won't get hit. At least in normal. Now in hard and expert, you will get hit. They'll come up and behind you. The enemies are ramped up really big on those difficulties. Alright. After this purple guy should be... Yep, 1 machine gunner, 2 more purple guys, and then another machine gunner. We're going to grab the machine gun that this last machine gun guy leaves. And that's very important to get through the next few sections really fast. Because if you don't, you can get through it quick, but it's just better to utilize this strategy right here. Now slowly take them out. Don't just hold A, because then you'll lose all your ammunition. Alright, so that was good. And the reason why I want to keep the machine gun is because of these ninja chicks right here. They are really random, and they can do this fire slash attack, and that takes out a lot of your health. That's not what you want. Uh-oh, that's not good. So we're gonna try and take her out as quick as possible. Now these guys can do an attack too, where they can reach around and grab you and like throw you from side to side, like up and down, all around. And it's not that it does damage that we're worried about. Oh crap, it's the fact that it takes up a lot of time. Alright, that was great RNG on the weapons. Great RNG on the weapons. Stun weapons are great weapons. Alright, that's great. That's another good one. You really want to utilize that spin kick, and that's pretty much just half moon from down stasis to the whatever direction you're facing. So half moon over, and then you're good. Basic arcade attacks, tricks. Alright, so here's Bone Breaker. You want to try and do as many weird physical attacks, and then when he starts moving, start grenading him. When you can, try and get out of his area, because he will ram you, and then that's an instant knockdown. It's just annoying. Alright, there we go. Oof. Really behind, but it's not that big of a deal. We can make it all though. Alright, so this is typically break time. Now, I can hit all the barrels if I want to, but you have to hit all of them in order to get the 1-up. Other than that, it's just a points generator, and that takes up time. It's kind of like the Shadow Dancer bonus round. I can hit them and then get a bunch of 1-ups, or 1-up, and then I can hit none of them and just move on quickly, and that's what we do. I just call it break time. Blam, blam, blam. Next stop, destruction. So here's a section where your mashing is really going to want to come into play. That, or you need to utilize the grenade, because there's an extra one given to you right here. Now, I like to keep it because, you know, it's best. It's best to keep all the grenades as you can, just in case. Now, this is the longest stage. Well, the next few stages are all long, but this one is like the first, like, gauntlet that you gotta endure. A lot of guys, a lot of wave of enemies. Now that's the grab special attack, and it does do damage to all enemies around, but the one that you're doing the attack to gets the most damage. Everyone else kind of takes like a quarter damage. Alright, that was great RNG for that weapon. That was a great set of RNG. That's the last of that enemy wave. Grab that little jewelry that they leave behind, because that gives you time. And you want to kind of save time, because if the timer goes down, you lose a life. That's just not good. So since we kept a grenade, we're just going to kind of utilize that right there. Take out all three of those electric pillars, because you can get hit by that, and that does fire damage to you. But the enemies can also, so if you want to utilize them, you can. I just kind of use the safe strategy. Try and bring as many enemies over here as you can. Just get them all in there, because when they get set up against the wall, their recovery rate to stand up is a lot faster than normal. Because when you hit them back normally, they kind of like do little ground damage, like boom, boom, boom. And kind of like not stand up quick. I don't know. It's hard to explain. So we've had great weapon RNG this round, so this is great. We're just gonna keep riding this train real good. The death train. Alright. Should be a few more waves, and then we should be good. Like I said, this is some of the longest sections of the game right now. Just wave after wave after wave after wave after wave. But if you just endure, pick up weapons, utilize them, you'll be fine. And that's it. Now we're on to next set of 2 mini-bosses, and then we will be on to the main boss of this stage. So, like I said, just utilize Glitch Trick. Grab them and you can. Alright, so then a red guy is going to come down right here. Just sit, grab him. Do the glitch trick. And you should be good. And then a bunch of knife guys are going to come out here. Just sit right here. Just start doing basic attacks. Then when one drops a knife, just start picking them up. Slashing them away. And hopefully you'll get good RNG, and they'll just kind of just get stun locked into it. And then just go right here. And boom. And then we're on to the boss. This is Bushwhacker. Oh boy. Come on, Bushwhacker, don't be like this. There we go. That's the end of Bushwhacker. Alright, so we made up a lot of time. See? Alright, stage 5. So now they found our location, our hidden hideout. And now we are going to get out through the sewers. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, but it's going to play an important part, is that when there's enemies that you can shoot on the screen, if you keep them alive, other enemies that normally the gun would not come out for, you can shoot. So watch right here. So I'm shooting all the enemies on the right while keeping the enemy on the left that has me the ability to pull out the gun alive. Shout out to the mouse, because that's what causes all the lag in this section. It's just too much for the Sega Genesis. It can't handle it. Alright. Moving on, moving on. Wave of enemies will come right behind you. If you don't take notice of that, you'll be like sitting there wondering where can I go, and then they'll just all of a sudden come out of nowhere and you're like, oh, I just wasted 30 seconds waiting for enemies and they were all behind me. And that's the other way you can utilize a lot of speedrun tactics in this, is just knowing where the enemies are going to come into play and where they're going to lay out. They're recognizing their patterns, just layering them up like every beat 'em up. And if you follow those along, you'll be able to beat this speedrun and this game, no problem. And I know a lot of people get intimidated by this because it is technically one of the hardest beat 'em ups on the Sega Genesis, but never fret. I promise you, if you follow these tactics, you will complete this run. And then you will be proud of yourself. That was bad. I should not have done that grenade. That's what I wanted to do, not the grenade. Come here, come to Nick. Come to Mr. Fury. Come on, red guy. I know you're there. Come here. Come here and let Nick take care of ya. So these guys, we're going to take advantage of the fact that if you just mash double whatever angle you're going to move, so like left or right or whatever, and then you just mash attack, you'll sometimes do this continuous kick attack, and that does a lot of damage. And these guys, for some reason, don't get hit back down from the kick attack, so we just take advantage of that and get them out of here real quick. Oh, that was not good. Alright, grab this gun. Make sure you grab this gun. If you don't grab this gun, Alright, that was good. We still got 2 sections of clips. Just use a bomb. Get them out of here. Alright, these oil drums are going to come out. Some have health, some have weapons, some have pickups. You want to get the ones that have health because if you don't utilize that, you will die soon. Now remember, we're trying to 1cc this, so... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing there, dastardly kick man? Now knife guys are gonna come out over here. Just kind of sit back right over here, and you'll take care of them. All right, that was beautiful. See, easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's another health right there. Sit down over in the lower section. So that way it takes a long time for the machine gunners to come up on you, because they can do a lot of damage to you and kill you. Like within a few clips of their rounds coming out. That's not good. See, 2 weapons. Now I believe there was health. Yep. God, these ninja girls are so annoying. There we go. Finally. Here's another sentinel guard. Just try and get him with as many grenades as possible. And utilize that same strategy with those androids that we have. Just try and do a lot of kick damage. Then it should be good. See? Like that. You're already behind 2 2.2 or ahead 2.2, whatever you want to say. And now we're on to the last stage, the final verdict. So immediately jump and do a grenade attack on these guys. And then when you get over in this corner, just start shooting. This is your safe spot. But you gotta mash quick, real quick. Because if you don't, they'll come up on you and they'll take you out real fast. And you don't want that, do you? No one wants that. Alright, should be good. Make sure you punch these things. They don't really explain it to you, but... Alright, and then this is just more waves. We are pretty much in Kingpin's, like, building. We are on the way up to him. We gotta take out some enemies first. Like I said, utilize that gun guy to take out enemies that are not them. That is what the best strategy I can think of to take care of, like, those flamethrower guys. Those guys are so run killing. As you can see, we want to use the flamethrower a lot when we get it. Alright, come on. Hit the ninja chick. Yeah, there we go. That's what we wanted. Yo, thank you for the good luck, Herzog. Alright, so... keep this one guy alive. Try and get the ninja chick on the other side. Oh, look at this. All the chicks you've been taking care of. Oh, see, he was just going for that grab attack. That's not what you want. Blam, 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 blam. Whoo! Wow, of course that guy would come in and do that. Wow, the lag is real right now, and I don't know why. There's not even that many enemies on screen. There's less than usual. Grab that turkey for some safety health. Because you never freaking know. Alright, flamethrower these guys. It should take a few out in one go. Alright, and then just stay in this corner. Mash as hard as you can. Hard and fast. Oh, that's cool. Alright, so there should be a few more guys and then one more machine gunner. You want to keep this machine gun right here. Grab it. If you don't grab it, this next section is hard. And I mean hard. They throw everything at you because you're at your last way. Because you're pretty much on top of Kingpin's lair right now. God, that guy was annoying. Get out of here. That's why you want to keep this machine gun. Oh, that's cool too. So if you keep this machine gun, you can get through this section really fast. All right. Oh, that was not good. No, there's another one. Those guys are so annoying. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna drop in on the Kingpin. We're gonna fight a bunch of wave of enemies, bunch of shooting. Like I said, it's just a big mash fest. Try and save your grenades. If you run out of grenades and you find yourself low on health, try and take a death, but don't take the 2 deaths or else you won't get a 1 CC. But so far we haven't had to utilize that. But if you take a death, your grenades will be replenished back to 4. But make sure you use all of them before you take your life. If you take a life without using all of them, it's wasting. Alright. Now we're going to try and do the 1 cycle kill on Kingpin. And it's kind of difficult. But we're going to do the same glitch trick that we do. Whoa. Alright. I see you, man. Come on, Kingpin. Don't do this to me. This is a great run. And that's it. That is the Punisher on normal in 37 minutes. And I'm going to be submitting for a 40-minute estimate because that's the second place time. And the last 10 runs that I've done consistently in the 37 to 39 minute range. So I feel pretty safe about it. And usually, as per usual, I let the item screen kind of go through normal at the end, just kind of a celebratory, hey. And then at the end of normal, it gives you this, now fight like the Punisher. Try the hard mode. And if you want to see the hard mode one, check out my hard run of that. It's like a 50-minute run. But there you go. That is the Punisher for the Sega Genesis, released in 1994. The port of the arcade machine, which is well-renowned and very appreciated. And this is considered one of the hardest beat-em-ups on the Sega Genesis and of the 90s. So I hope you guys enjoyed that 1cc run of that, and hopefully this gets into SGDQ and I can show it off to everyone and hopefully gain some money for the good charities that we support. Thank you again. This is Faust4712. Hope you enjoyed.